John, earlier today you were up on Capitol Hill at a press conference and had an interesting exchange with a couple of folks who weren't happy with what's in this bill. Take a look at this.
Going through this bill, there's earmark after earmark from the both of you. I mean, millions of dollars in earmarks from the two of you and from other senators. How do you have any credibility on this? Why do you have earmarks in here?
Because we're going to vote against the bill. This is a wrong way to do business.
Were you wrong when you put these earmarks in before?
Carl, this is not just about earmarks. Earmarks are a symptom of wasteful Washington spending that the American people have said they want reformed.
Is that an acknowledgement that it was wrong to put the earmarks in the first place, I guess is my question.
I think
was that,
you've asked the question about 5 times, and I've tried to answer it to the best of my ability.
Thank you very much.
Did you get that, Carl? I think, I don't know if we heard an answer yet.
We're waiting for the answer. We'll get back to you, Rick.
Exactly. We're joined now by Ron Pollack of Families USA, the leading advocacy group on the health care issue. And I want to start with this court ruling that we had earlier in the week. How big a blow is this to the efforts to see the Obama health care law put into effect intact?
Well, the Virginia court decision was a partial victory and a partial loss. Now, the victory part of this, for those who like the Affordable Care Act, is that Attorney General Cuccinelli asked to strike the entire statute, and he wanted an injunction that would stop the whole process from moving forward. And the judge explicitly rejected that. And that was clearly the key objective in that litigation. So in that sense, it was a victory for those people who want to see this process move forward. The loss is that this individual responsibility provision, which he would invalidate, that could jeopardize some of the key provisions. In particular, what it could jeopardize is this prohibition that prevents insurance companies from denying coverage due to pre-existing conditions. I'd say the key thing is the scoreboard now is 14 victories for the Affordable Care Act, 1 partial victory, partial loss.
So, Ron, though, do you expect that this is inevitably going to come before the Supreme Court?
I think it's likely to come up to the Supreme Court. We're going to see appeals in the various circuit courts of appeal. And so I think there is a likelihood that this will go to the Supreme Court. Now, the Supreme Court's then going to have to decide, is it going to be the activist Supreme Court, like Bush versus Gore, to try to invalidate the entire statute? I have a feeling that at least the case law with respect to this is going to protect this legislation.
What has happened to this legislation in terms of public perceptions of it? Our latest poll on this had only 43% approval, and the ABC News Washington Post poll just out this week. We heard from the president, and a lot of Democrats said once people learn about this law, once portions of it go into effect as they have now, it will get more popular. What's been missing?
Well, I think that clearly, as we move further along in the process of implementation and more people understand what they get out of it, I think you're going to see the popularity increase. It's not going to happen overnight. And remember, the key provisions go into effect in 2014. But I think as more and more people understand what's in the legislation, can sort out fact from fiction, I think you're going to see growing support. When the prescription drug legislation in Medicare was passed in 2003, initially there was more opposition than there was support. That changed. I think we're going to see the same dynamic here.
We're almost out of time, but how fearful are you that this Republican House is going to defund this bill?
Oh, I think the House is going to pass legislation to try to repeal this legislation. There's real hypocrisy here because all of the key benefits that people get through the Affordable Care Act that these folks would like to see repealed, they have retained for themselves in terms of the coverage they have. The incoming Congressman Andy Harris threw a hissy fit when he was told that he would have a delay of 26 days in terms of getting coverage. I think that hypocrisy will not be lost on the American public.
All right, Ron Pollack from Families USA. We appreciate you being here.
Delighted to be.
That does it for this edition of Top Line. For John Carl, I'm Rick Klein. Twitter.com/Rick Klein. Twitter.com/John Carl. John, get back to work and get a lesson in, Carl.